Hey guys, it's Nate. It's been a while since I've made a full-length video, and I decided maybe today would be the day that I would show you what I've been up to. I've bought this property about 5 years ago, and my house came with a 30-foot by 60-foot pole barn, and the back 24 by 30 had been finished out into a CrossFit gym. When the previous owners moved out, they took all of that with them and left a nice space that I decided would be pretty cool to try to use to build a music room. Over the years, we have moved in a PA system, and we've had nights out here where we would do jams and things like that, but never really fully fleshed it out. And now that my kids are off to college and I'm got more time to do things on my own, I decided I would build a stage. So let's check it out. So this is what I came up with. This is a 16-foot by 10-foot stage, 16 feet wide by 10 foot deep, and it's along the short wall of the jam space. So it's a 24-foot wall, so that gives roughly about 20 feet of room in front of the stage for people to hang out and listen and that sort of thing. I decided to do a 16-inch high stage, just enough to make it feel like a little more like a venue type environment inside of here. The rest of the barn is currently a mess since this is a new thing that I've done and moved it in. Everything else is chaos behind me. So what I decided to do was try to help clean up some of the cable clutter and things like that. So I put in outlets on each side of the stage here. And what I'm getting ready to do today is to put XLR panels in the floor of the stage. So let's see how that goes. So in trying to be economical, I looked for different solutions to put XLR panels on the floor, and those boxes that are submerged into a stage are a little bit more expensive than what I wanted to spend for a stage in my barn. So I came up with these. I found these on Amazon. These are 4-panel or 4-outlet wall plates. And then I found the XLR connectors to put inside the wall plate. So what you would come up with is something like this. And they are pass-through connectors, and this should give me what I need. Obviously, it's not as robust as what you would find in a true floor-mounted panel, since this is considered a wall plate. But where I'll have them on the stage, there shouldn't be any foot traffic. And the main thing is just to clean up the cable clutter, and I think this will do the trick nicely. And what I think I'm gonna do for the XLR panels is I think I'm gonna put them on the 2 center platforms, probably one to the left and right of each platform, just to get the most coverage with the least amount of cable length that I'll need. That'll give me 8 inputs across the front, so that'll be enough for 4 vocal mics and 4 instruments. Or if I do 3 vocal mics, that'll leave enough inputs for someone to run tracks. Sometimes some of the things we do out here involve using tracks ran from an iPad, so that'll give me the connections to do that as well. And then there won't be any cables running from the back of the stage to the front or the front to the back, whichever I decide. So because I'm using wall plates, what I want to make sure is that I still have enough structural rigidity underneath the plate, since I'm not using proper floor panels. So with this plate here, you can see that it's just a standard wall panel, kind of thin. So my plan is to drill out the XLR holes, and then that way it still has the backing of the platform should anyone step on it. Even if they did, I don't think it would cause any effect on the stage or on the panel, but just to give it a little bit more support, I thought that would be a good idea. So let's see how it goes. So as you can see, I've got the first one done. Turned out pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the carpet, lay it down over. I cut holes into the carpet here, and then here's our panel. Slide it in, and there you have it. I think it's going to work out great. All right, so what I plan on using for those XLRs are these XLR to Ethernet cables that I've had. I've got a lot of sound stuff that I've used over the years and then I've put away, but with these it's XLR to Ethernet, and I figure this will be a nice clean way. This will be ran under the stage. These will go through the pass-through jacks, and it will give me all the connections I need with just 2 Ethernet cables running to my mixer. All right, I got the first panel in. I've got all the connections made to the Ethernet box, and I think it looks pretty good. Along with the plug-in, should give me everything I need to get connected on the front of the stage. All right, let's do the other one. All right, I got the second one wired up, and now let's see if everything is working the way that it's supposed to. I got everything wired up. Everything is working great. I think the best part about it is all of my cables have always been really long because I've had to run them over to the wall. And what I'm looking forward to most is being able to run short cables for the first time ever and have a nice clean stage. But everything's working great. The Ethernet to XLR is one of my favorite things because it just reduces so much on the stage. And now that I have these panels and everything's running under the stage, it just makes it for a cleaner experience.